So this video, I want to discuss the end goal of non-duality, where all these insights and shifts should lead us. If this process is taken seriously, truthfully, honestly, and we keep diving into ourselves, we keep letting go of our beliefs, our identity structures, where do we end up? Ideally, we become less self-centered. To me, that is ultimate goal of spirituality. We become less self-centered. We stop worshipping the self, the false idol of self. Because not unfortunately, but for some reason, with the self, we live in this world where we are pretty much, we worship ourselves, sometimes, overtly, but even subtly. Life is about myself. Life is about getting what I want, getting what I need, getting my need. Like, it's all about the self, and the self is like a never satisfied master. You bring it this, it's happy for a little bit, and then it wants something else. It wants to push everything away. It's like constantly fighting reality, this sense of self. And it also, around it is a lot of fear. It feels its instability. So it's always trying to defend itself, always trying to make itself appear stronger. It's more secure. It wants more security, money, approval, all these things to make it feel secure, because it's inherently insecure. Inherently, it is just a belief, an illusion, like Santa Claus, but it fights for its survival. It thinks that it actually exists. Like the example of, imagine being in a forest and you could talk to the forest, and there was a tree or a plant that thought it was in a pot, and it needed protection, and it needed watering, and it needed all these things to survive. But you could see it wasn't, but it was believed so strongly that it was. And that's kind of what this leads to. We see that we are not separate, that only the beliefs are the makeshift pot around us that makes us feel like we are separate from reality. Non-duality taken to its ultimate place, we should become more loving. We should become less self-centered. And I know that doesn't sound exciting or like, we get these ideas that we're just going to be in this place of like, peace and wisdom, and that's qualities to it. But it's more, there's fulfillment. So when you're fulfilled, you stop focusing on yourself. And this doesn't look like anything external. This doesn't mean like, now you just start like giving yourself up and you're just serving people endlessly and feeding the homeless, and like that's an appearance, right? It's more of an orientation. You feel so, non-duality brings you to a place of fulfillment. All your fulfillment is being met. So the energy that is always going in trying to solve this problem of self, or this problem of separation, of duality, it just opens up to the world around you. And there's a quality of love, of orienting to life from love. And that just appears in your very small interactions. When you talk to people, when you're doing this, you may be called to do service of some kind or not, but you're just living life from a different place, from less self-orientation. And to me, this is it's very important that this is understood, because I want to make this video. I'm making this video because I want to point out one of the tricks of the self, and this self of the beliefs, the belief system, which I could call the self, the ego, it's all about it's awakening, enlightenment's all about getting something, becoming something. And I'm not here to demonize it, but I just want to expose how it works. And we can't help it. When we start this path, when I started this spiritual path, it was all about me. It was all about me getting awakening, getting this, getting that, because I didn't know how. There's no way around it. It's when it's the master, let's call it, when it's sitting in the front seat, everything is about it, and you can't really help that. But the way you go beyond, the way you let it go is you see it, you keep seeing clearly, you keep meeting this moment directly over and over again through seeing who you are if you can't refer to thought. And noticing that who you are is innately peaceful, innately fulfilled. And, but the self, it co-opts that even at times. It thinks it's special, thinks it's understood something, thinks it's got this beautiful recognition and realize like it's owned by someone. But that is it's just another thought that can be seen through. What's in between having clarity and not having clarity? Either is a landing, either is a belief. The self, it survives off beliefs. It's like the self is like it's generated from two beliefs. You have one thought and then another thought, and then they bounce. It just keeps bouncing, and it bounces so fast that it creates this assumption of a someone. And not that there's a no one, but there's not a someone. Both are extremes. Both are views. Everything it comes down to is views. And until we come down to a real fundamental view, which is I want this moment to be different, that's like we're really getting to the bones of the self. I want this moment to be different. I can change this moment. I can make this moment different. And it's like, who can? What can actually do that? It's all built on this ignorance, this sense of I can do change. There is something here that can do that. That this moment isn't already perfect. Chasing a state. But this is what we want to, I guess, start to see clearly. How this self is running the whole system to serve it, to feed it. And it's okay. Like, we can't help it. But when we don't need this moment to be more than it is, it's not like we just become this neutral, empty being who's like, I don't care what happens. And there's just like not even a human, right? Just this kind of, it's like, that's not where this goes. It's like, this thing happens is when we don't need this moment to be more than it is, when we flip to the other side of that, and that may take a bit of sitting in the fire of discomfort because it's very energetic. Because when we see through a lot of beliefs, a lot of the tension and restlessness is just going to be energetic. It's not even, it won't even really be in the thought realm. There'll just be this energetic sense of wanting to change, wanting this moment to be different. And that's got to be met directly. You can't bypass that. That's got to be met directly, without thought, without labels, without stories. But when we don't need this moment to be different, this kind of a feeling of not one, we stop needing to fulfill this endless, this deeply unsatisfied master. And that, gives us satisfaction every now and then, but only temporarily. And we see that we are fulfillment itself, and that we can't find the boundary between the fulfillment we are and external reality. So there is just fulfillment, just peace. this feeling of love can start to arise. And don't expect it, don't look for it, don't go, oh, I'm not feeling love, therefore I'm not farther along. It's like, if your mind's doing that, it's, go back to kind of the direct pointings in my other videos. But this is just, I don't know, a video I felt inspired to make about where this should take us, is because this self-orientation can survive deep shifts in realization, is what I'm noticing. Especially in, like, you hear about cults and gurus, and it's like a lot of them have had some level of awakening, some level of insight. Some, but because they're able to transmit, they're able to get people clear, but there's still, it's like there's just like a slither of self-worship there. That's why they want people to worship him. They want people to do all this crazy stuff for them, and they're still egoic. They still want to be the center of attention. And it's like, I wanted to make this video to just like notice if that's still there, if there's still this orientation towards self. And if this video is not resonating, maybe it's just not prevalent in your experience. It's not super important, but this is just for if you're noticing tension, if you're noticing a restlessness, it's still this sense of trying to serve a self, which is probably at this point has been seen through, yet it still remains. And it's just like, it's seeing clearly that you can never satisfy it. Sitting with that discomfort of feeling that feeling its unsatisfactory nature. Letting it burn out in a sense. Or even like noticing the love aspect here. Noticing the peace, the stillness, and how loving that is. And I don't know. And the energy we start to move outwards then. We're not so internally focused. Because even this path, if we get very self-focused on this path, it becomes the most important thing. A lot of us have, pulled away from the world to focus on this path. And it's beautiful. It's this funny thing of, this path is so attractive to that self, to that sense of self. This path is what the self, I'm going to have all this beauty, all these things, all this fulfillment, right? I'm going to be wise and still, but it's like that energy as we move with path, it's like that gets consumed by the clarity. And this life isn't centered around us anymore. We're not the center of the universe. We realize we are not the center of the universe. And there's an innate fulfillment in just being with life. And it will come naturally. You'll naturally just want to express love a bit more. Maybe it looks like service in some form. Maybe it's just the little interactions you have throughout the day. Because that's to me, it's the whole point of the path. Like, yes, the fulfillment is great, but the movement to embody that fulfillment, to live out of that place of fulfillment is beautiful. And it's more fulfilling. Because it's I would say it's the fundamental issue we face in this world. Not to get all like, I don't know what the word is, like saving the world or whatever, but we all worship. The main problem we have is worship of the self, which appears as greed, wanting security, wanting fame, wanting fortune, wanting all this stuff to, feed this. It's like, worship of self is the only way I can put it. a false idol. It's never satisfied, and we're caught in this trap. And yeah, it's not malicious. We don't have to demonize the worship of self, because that's a very self thing to do. It's just noticing it in your system can have a profound impact. Noticing, I'm so oriented to myself all the time, and this self is never satisfied, only temporarily. It says, I want this, and you go and achieve it, and then it's happy with you, right? You feel fulfilled. But then, not long after, it goes, I want something else now. I'm dissatisfied. And noticing that that's not you. It's just an energy. It's a confused energy. It's innocent. It's like a survival mechanism gone wrong. I'm not sure exactly how this ignorance came to arise. But notice that that's just an energy appearing. And not to disregard it, but this path is all, it's like meeting it directly. And meeting it directly, without story, without thoughts, without labels, I would say is the same as meeting it lovingly. One is just in the negative term, as in using subtractive language, and the other is, a positive, affirmative language. But meeting it directly, meeting this energetic discomfort that arises in the body, that is never satisfied. Meeting it directly with a sense of, love is the word, or without story, without it needing to go away, without the energy needing to change. Without observation, because these pointings are good, but I don't want to bring people into a state of witnessing or observing something. It's basically, when you meet it directly, you're not separate from it. It just becomes energy. The labels fall away. There's just another energy arising, another appearance. All appearance, this moment, appearance. And the appearance doesn't need to be different, doesn't need to change. It is innately fulfilling in its own right. And if it's, not feeling fulfilling, if this video is causing frustration, meet that directly. What's this frustration? Without story, without labels. And don't expect it. Don't expect, when I ask this question, peace is going to arise and I'm going to feel fulfilled. It's like the key is not trying to change that. Because you notice we caught like its resistance is arising. Restlessness, frustration. I'm not understanding this. I just want this energy to go away. It's like, is this energy something that bad? Maybe this energy is what I'm looking for. The mind just goes, restlessness, push away. Or let me stay with this until it goes. But it's like, look closely. Take away the label resistance. Take away the label anger. And you're like, maybe it's just energy in motion. And take away that label. Clarity arising is that. Clarity arising is this appearance. Don't look for an experience. Look for the part of you that does not need experience to be different. Does not need experience to change. Does not need the experience to be other than it is. And in this way, the moment is endlessly just allowed to be, endlessly liberating, endlessly free to be as it is. And we can approach everything with a sense of interest, curiosity. Look at this energy. Look how clarity is appearing now. It's appearing as this, appearing as that. And we will fall into suffering sometimes, get caught by the mind, and it's not we're not looking for a state of perfection. And we just notice, oh, I'm getting caught. That's okay too. That's clarity too. How deeply can I be with this? And not as an I, but how directly can I meet each moment? Not as an action, but as an absence of trying to change, of trying to stop to change. I know this can sound sometimes like an instruction or something to do, but it's the end of, I'm pointing towards not doing. We're always in a state of doing, whether we notice or not, subtly trying to manipulate the moment. I'm trying to point beyond that mechanism to try to change things. Stop trying to make this unsatisfied energy feel better and to just meet it directly, not needing it to be different. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.